Welcome back to Crypto Labs Passive Income YouTube channel. We're gonna have some fun on this Monday morning. We're gonna give away $100 like we do every Monday. By leaving a comment below, you're automatically entered into our Monday giveaways. Excited for that and excited for the winner. Invest it. Don't spend it. Invest it. Everything you win, invest it. Promise me that in the comments. Handshake. So we'll give that away here at the end of this video. Spark Swap. I was away, still making money. There's some crazy APYs here still, 500% plus on Spark PLS. Remember, impermanent loss. Please do your research, really understand what you're doing here. But I like to, and that's all ultimately what we're talking about today is like, how do you turn a little into a lot? How do you start making 1,000 or 5,000 or $10,000 plus? And this video is inspired by my haters. Twitter is the land of literal losers. And I'm trying to be respectful when I say that, but I know there's no way to actually be respectful because I have these people who have crypto in their names. This happens probably 5 times a day. And they are like $10,000 a month is impossible. Bro, I know people doing 100K months. I know people doing $1 million in a few months. If you think that's impossible, like please don't be educating people with your limited, small thinking. I have a really simple rule. 99% of people think really small and they don't believe much is possible. A small percentage of people are like anything is possible. And they choose to explore it instead of hate on it. So Crypto Addict here, I know he doesn't want to know the answer. But for you, I'll answer it. But he said, hey, how much do you have to invest on staking? And I'm like, staking, you're not going to get much if you just stake because that's going to give you nothing. And then he's like, well, how much would I have to send to Yield Farm? This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. So we'll ignore him. But for y'all's, I mean, look at these APYs. We classified, I'm going to actually bring up my iPad here because we're going to do a quick little training. Then we're going to give away what we want to give away here. Let me just record my screen. All right, there we go. Let's look at something quick here. Just really, really quick. If we know yield farming, you can actually do a lot more than this, but let's just say on average, if we could do 5% to 30% a month yield farming. Now, some of it's going to be a little more active or down 5 or 10% a month can be a lot more passive. But if let's just say a range, then the numbers are the numbers. If you have $1,000, you can make 50 to 300 bucks a month. If you have $10,000, you can make 500 to 3,000 a month. We've had a lot of members do that. If you have 100K, which I know most people don't have in crypto DeFi, I get it. You can make 5K to 30K. I know people doing a lot more than this. Now, the first thing that comes up is like, well, I don't have that much. I get it. This doesn't happen overnight. We work our way up to it. And so haters stay focused on this. Well, I don't have that. Clearly, Cryptomatic is broke. He doesn't have it, and so he thinks it's impossible. And I get that. I used to be there too. I thought I was a hater on everything I saw because I thought it was impossible, because it wasn't possible for me. Fair. Winners understand there's compound interest, and they take the steps, and all of a sudden the tide starts turning in their favor, and the pros stick with it, and they eventually start making 10K or 7 figures a year or multi 7 figures a year. I knew a 22-year-old and he was doing multiple 7 figures a year. What does he know that Cryptomatic or other haters don't? Let's talk about it. So if you're starting with a little, and this is exactly how we work with members, if you're starting with a little, let's just say you're starting with $1,000. We want to grow that bag as quick as possible. Now, yield farming or staking might not be the best option to do that. You could if you're playing the really long game, but we want to double it or triple it. So we want to be more active on it. So like Mike here, we always do picks. He turned $85 into $3,500 in about 30 hours. That's one way to do it. You pick a very low cap pick that you're like, I see a lot of potential in this. Here's why. I'm equipped with the tools to be able to understand why this could grow. I personally like getting into early chains and early dexes that have a lot of potential because not only can you buy the coin or token and see massive upside, but you can also get insane yields on it, like 4,000% yields for a couple of days at times to grow your bag as fast as possible. Or slow and steady. So Dustin here is yield farming. He made 1K this week from yield farming. That would grow your bag fairly quickly. Now, this is high APY, high yielding type yield farming, but it's possible. Or really slow and steady. Hey, I'm making $18, $20 per day, and they're selling some of their unused hunting equipment, which we talk about a lot. How do you inject more capital into your... The question isn't, I don't have money. The question is, how do we find the money? Oh, maybe we have stuff that's unused. How do we inject it? He's making 18, 20 bucks a day. That's 600 a month. Again, your bag grows very quickly. It's not going to happen overnight. This will all make sense here. So if I started with $1,000, let's say a really small amount, or that's all I was willing, because we've had clients or members who are like, I have 50 grand. I'm like, let's start with 1,000, because if we can't make money on 1,000, we're not going to make money on 50. I personally would find early dexes or small cap coins that I can 4x, 5x. In Mike's case, I don't know what X this is, but that's a big X from 85 to 3,500. Definitely is not always going to happen, but it can. So now he went from having $85 to adding $3,500 to his bag. Now that starts making a dent in his monthly earnings. I'd work my way up into $5,000 and I'd start putting that into high yield plays, a little more active, but you can earn some incredible yields. And so now at $5,000, even if I was just doing 10% a month, I'd have $50,000 in 24 months. If I'm doing 20% per month, I'd have $50,000 in 12 months. Now we're starting to make a dent. Now $10,000 or more becomes very possible. Does it happen overnight? No. Could it happen in a year? Yes. Give me any other model or any job that's going to give you that kind of raise. You can't. Then the haters always go, well, what about? I show my stuff all the time, but my stuff doesn't matter because obviously I have capital to play with and I've been in this game for a long time. Just joined about a month ago and I'm making $10 per day now. Interesting, $300 a month. The game starts getting fun at that point. Crypto covered my living expenses for 20 days straight. Anyway, I could keep going. I won't. But here's another one. All right, we already talked about that one. Just applied for silver NFTs, so that's $50 per day. We give away NFTs to our members. April, I'm super inspired because she really took the long and steady route, but she is now at $100 per day. $3,000 a month. Does that start really increasing your capital and increasing your returns? Yes. And here's what I want to end with. Let's just say you're making $1,000 a month, which is absolutely possible. Even with your starting with a little, you can get there fairly quickly. If you make $30 an hour, if that's what you earn, that's 33 hours per month you save. And that to me is all this game is about, is buying back your time. That's 4 work days a month. That's 48 days per year. That's over 1.5 months you get to buy back from just making $1,000 a month. This isn't about buying yachts and supercars. To some it is, but for most it's not. It's about buying back your time. This isn't compounded and this is not insane. We have a lot of people doing $100 per day. I made over 10K since I joined this group. Didn't do half of that in the 1 year prior. Last week, I did roughly $2,800 in profits from DeFi part-time. This is possible. Haters will hate. Haters will hate. And that's that. Hopefully that helps a little. But do remember this right here. There is the losers on Twitter, they stay here, which is fine. But winners and the pros understand the idea of compound interest. And so that's that. I hope that helps. I'm bringing this up because I think a lot of people are led astray by short-term thinking. And then they see someone be like, well, that's impossible. And then they just start believing it. I think anything is freaking. If you came to me and say, I want to make $1 million a month, I'd say, okay, how do we make that happen? It's not going to happen overnight. Probably won't happen the next year. But in 5 or 10 years, you could make $1 million a month. Oh, that's impossible. Don't listen to them. There are 22-year-olds making $1 million a year freaking playing video games and streaming it. There's someone who has an idea, writes a script, and gets $25 million for writing the script. It's all possible. And I think DeFi is such a cool opportunity to have your money work for you. And it's absolutely possible. Even if you just start looking at these returns that we've been making off this for the last 3-4 weeks, some of it, the returns were way higher. You could start really tallying the numbers and be like, wow, if I started yield farming and finding high yield opportunities, earning a big yield and then moving it to the next opportunity, I could literally do 20, 30% a month. And there's people doing it. There's people doing it. Our members are doing it. Those who are a little bit more active and don't mind hunting for the opportunities. And if you just want to sit back and not do much, 10% a month, absolutely doable. There's some high APY stablecoin slash high cap coins that we've shared it on this YouTube channel. So that's all I'll share with that. I hope that helps and gets you behind the scenes a little bit with the strategy. Yes, we want to grow the bag as fast as possible, and then we want to get it working for us. So if you're starting with a little, we need to turn that into something. If you're starting with something, cool. We can start yield farming right off the bat and start earning awesome returns. And through the power of compound interest, thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for the power of compound interest. You can really build a bag and you can build it fairly quickly. Okay, winner for today, Hot Rod Buyers. Profit, profit, profit. I did a video on SparkSwap and people were like just compounding everything back in. And I was like, take profit. Some people hated on it, as they usually do. But what's the point of making a ton of crypto money if we're never taking profit? What's the point of having $6 billion in your bank account if you never actually use it, if it's locked forever? It's worthless. But I think people see, oh, I made $100 or I made $5,000. Well, how much did you take as profit? Because that's also important. Yes, you made 5K, but take a little bit of that for profit and go spend it in the real world as well. Go pay a bill. We had members paying their car bill. We had someone else pay their mortgage. We had that one testimony of crypto covered my living expenses for 20 days because they were putting it on a crypto credit card and using it in real life. The opportunities are endless. So please be very careful of who you follow on Twitter. And anyone who just thinks everything is impossible and thinks small, you're going to be the sum total of the people you're around. I just got back from 3 days of scoping out some land and I met some incredible people. And one of these guys is raising $1 billion for a project. That's $1 billion. And just getting around people who are thinking that big and raising that kind of money and knowing it's possible and making it happen. It's like, that's the people I want to be around, not the, oh, I think 10K a month is impossible. Ha ha, Jiffy. Like, dude, I feel so sorry for your life if you think that is impossible and you're teaching or talking about crypto. What? I come from a trailer park, so I get it. I was that guy until I started realizing there's so much more potential. And that changed everything. And so I hope even someone watching it who is a hater, I hope that shifts your perspective of like, you know what, maybe I'm thinking wrong. And maybe that's why the results in my life are the way they are. Maybe there is more. Let me just stay open-minded. I don't recommend anyone blindly believe anything. But I wonder if there's even nuggets of truth. I wonder if the script that I'm seeing life from is not serving me that well. Hot Rod Buyers, congrats on the $100. Edit your original comment and leave your MetaMask wallet. We send USDC over the Binance Smart Chain. So edit this original comment because I'm going to have a bunch of scammers pretending to be you. Edit this original comment and we'll send you your $100. For everybody else, I will leave some videos up here and here and here and here for you, educational purposes, crypto, DeFi, and all things DeFi related. There's so much potential in this space. It wakes me up every morning. It has given me a deeper, and it's not just about the profits, and it's not just about making money. It's just like what the blockchain is capable of doing for humanity inspires the crap out of me. And it's why I'm here, and it's why I'm still here through the bear market and the worst of it. It's just like, I'm not going anywhere. I don't care if it gets 10 times worse for the next 5 years. I'll still be here, and you can count on that. So appreciate your support. Do leave a comment below. You'll be automatically entered into the giveaway. Check out the videos. And with that said, I'm out of here. Peace.